seems that some Ghanaians have misplaced priorities. People would readily buy phone credit, maybe beer, but it is tough for a Ghanaian to pay for water to flow from the taps. That is what Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Water Company, Stanley Marte, is saying. So is it true? We'll be taking your views. Herbert Mensah is trending on social media with over 10,000 views on Facebook. Why? Well, he made his own version of the Dumsor news. If you haven't seen it yet, please stick around. And speaking of Dumsor, have your sleeping habits changed? All that in the next half hour. My name is Ifua Akwa Harrison. Let's get interactive. You can join us via all our social media platforms. Find us on facebook.com/Joy News on TV. We are also on Twitter at Joy News on TV or JN Interactive GH. You can also find us via email. It's joynewsim@multitvworld.com or send your messages via WhatsApp. The number is 054-010-9009. 054-010-9009, and we shall share your comments with the rest of the world. Let's start with Herbert Mensah. The veteran sports administrator is trending on Facebook. In his edition of the Dumsor News, he says Ghanaians must be angry, very, very angry. That's the only way President Mahama will be compelled to fix whatever is wrong with this country.
I just really wish for one moment that people will stop politicking and deal with the issues at hand. This situation is clearly unacceptable. We are where we are because of a period of total mismanagement and total disrespect for the people of Ghana. It hasn't come about today. It has been in the coming for quite a while, and successive custodians of power have simply mismanaged it because they have failed to understand what their role is as public servants serving all of us. And because we believe in this thing that is called democracy, I'm not sure whether I do at times, most of the time these days, it just seems as though people are a little bit, what do we do? Whereas I would like people to exhibit rage. I would like the people who believe that when people talk about the famous or infamous Dumsor, to stop now looking at it as an attack on the president. For Jesus Christ, forgive me for blasphemy. But people must exhibit rage. They must understand that if you've got to spend as much time trying to get your businesses to work, not knowing when you're going to get power because the ECG does not seem fit to actually regulate and give you a time frame for saying you will not have power at this time, you will have power at this time, and so on and so forth. You must be able to exhibit rage, and people must stop looking at it as an attack on the presidency or attack on their political party. For heaven's sake, they should be at the forefront, leading the charge and saying that this situation is actually destroying us.
And Mr. Mensah joins us over the telephone. Welcome to Joy News Interactive, sir.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Not too clearly, but I'll try and make it up.
Welcome to Joy News Interactive.
Thank you.
Now, we just saw your video that you posted on your Facebook page. We want to know what compelled you to make this video.
Well, it was in the evening when my generator finally blew up. And I was standing outside, obviously, looking in the darkness. I've been making comments for quite a while about the situation that we all face ourselves in. And I decided that let's do a little bit of reality communicating. So I stood up there and I decided to also espouse my own point of view on the current situation of Dumsor, as people refer to it, and try and make put into a context in an unemotional form that perhaps convey another way of looking at a predicament.
And how has the response been to this video from your own personal Facebook? What are people saying about what you wrote, or what you recorded, rather?
Well, I traditionally get a lot of input in my inbox, and I got a lot again. It created a balance. I think the problem that we face, I find in Ghana today, is that people are polarized. So if somebody, for example, wants to look at it politically, which most people will, then they say if you're against, then even if it's right, then they'll say it's wrong, and vice versa. And so I try to put it into context that, look, we as Ghanaians must start standing up for ourselves. Rage is what it is that we need to exhibit when people in public office let us down, rather than falling into boxes and then being afraid to speak or being categorized. I don't look at it as an NDC or an MPP problem. I look at it as a problem that affects all Ghanaians. And it's really one about people who do come to office and let us down. And it started maybe 10, 15 years ago. And we need to therefore hold our public officials far more accountable.
Okay.
And sometimes it is only with rage within a democratic dispensation that people in public office understand that people are not happy. People are dissatisfied not only with the current situation, but how we got here, what is being done about it, and the fact that government does not see fit to put pressure on the ECG and the power authorities to let us know, look, the situation is as that. You're not going to have power today, tomorrow, at this particular time, so that you can plan. Not just the ad hoc turning on and off of power as though we're just simply meant to take it anyhow. And I think that level of disrespect for the citizenry is something that the citizenry should exhibit rage, extreme rage. I'm not advocating violence, but extreme rage. And I simply don't feel it. I don't feel it as we have poor service to us. We have poor service with water. We have poor service with a lot of other things. And then we get the arrogance of some people in public office. I think it was Ayariga and Kofi Adams or some people. I'm not sure. If it's not them, I apologize. But if it is them, then it is so irresponsible to suggest that it is not something that affects us or affects mothers and children.
Now, I have a few of some of the comments that are coming on your Facebook page here, but before I read a few of those, just tell us, has it generated the response you anticipated?
Well, most of what I say always gets a response one way or another. And I say it because I feel it. I say it not for any political gain or social gain. I say it because it's the point of view that I have. With this, I say the same in other areas. I'll be uploading one in the next 2 days about sports and administration the same. And I think it has a positive effect. I think if we try and take the issue of politicking out and deal with it as Ghanaians, and that's what I'm asking Ghanaians to do on all issues. On the fall of the city, on the issue of arrogance in political management, lack of servitude amongst politicians, all of those things. Don't brand it MPP. Just simply deal with it as Ghanaians. And I think the response that we've got as a result of that has been very large indeed.
All right, thank you very much. I've been speaking with Herbert Mensah, who is a veteran sports person. He posted on his Facebook wall, furious, of course, with the whole Dumso situation, and he just needed a way to talk about it. And it's had over 10,000 views on Facebook, quite a 271 shares, and quite a few comments as well. And Asante Daniel, speaking on Herbert Mensah's post, says, honestly, when you take a look at Ghana from a distance, sometimes you feel like the country has no direction, and this hurts a lot. Paul Tete Asari agreeing with him, saying, boss, you said it all. Kweku Boachi says, well said, Mentor. It's about time we as Ghanaians, for once, stop the unnecessary party politicking and let's all put our hands on deck, as you used to say in your Kotoko days, to find a lasting solution to the power problem Ernest Berrick says these are exactly my sentiments. When I speak about this power crisis, it becomes a political debate on my Facebook page. Ghanaians need to wake up. The system is taking us for granted, and the earlier we wake up and revolt against this injustice being perpetrated, the better. So those are a few comments on Herbert Mensah's page. I'll read this. The last comment, Konya Ajeti says, well said, Chairman. Unfortunately, the people you cry for do not seem to appreciate and realize we are in a sinking ship. So they take everything for granted. Almost every serious issue is made to appear funny. Side mismanagement of resources. We, the rank and file, continue to play partisan politics even in the midst of crisis. So one often asks, what are we doing to ourselves? In Tigana Panye, Salah Dadlani on his page saying, clearly unacceptable it is. A lot of people touched and agreeing with Herbert Mensah. And yeah, those are the comments coming on Facebook. That's on Herbert Mensah's page. So that's it. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to Joy News Interactive with me, Ifwa Akwa Harrison. If you are just joining us, we've been telling you about veteran sports administrator Herbert Mensah. He posted a video on Facebook. It's been trending. He has over 10,000 views talking about the lights out situation and how it is unacceptable and how Ghanaians should not accept it. In fact, he said Ghanaians need to rage, okay, so that the president can do something about the power crisis. But not to be cynical, do you know what happens to, you know, all that rage and talk?
And because of the sensitivity of the period and probably the fear of losing elections, government, you know, normally would give in to some of these pressures. And before you see, the budget is out of sync. And then when elections are over and government is installed, you have to start the belt tightening all over again. The advantage going for me is I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. And it is said that when you've killed a goat and you frighten it with a knife, it doesn't fear the knife because it's dead already. So I have the dead goat syndrome going forward. And so we're going to ensure that we maintain fiscal discipline.
All right, now millions of Ghanaians do not have access to potable, good, clean drinking water. In an urban center like Accra, for instance, research has found that over 2.5 million Ghanaians don't get clean water. Now, the Ghana Water Company, which is responsible for supplying water to the citizenry, believes it all boils down to one thing: people don't want to pay their water bills.
One other thing should be payment of bills. Okay, I think as Ghanaians we are failing in that direction. I don't know the perception about people on that one, but people fail to pay their water bills, and no matter how small it is, they fail to do so. But the sad aspect is that they find it easier buying